Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh once again. We are now going to look at the instructions to Al-Idrisi to compile a world map. Now, in the preface of in the preface to the Nuzhat al-Mushtaq, Al-Idrisi describes briefly how King Roger collected information to prepare an up-to-date map of the world and to write a book to accompany it. Lauding the political glory of King Roger, Al-Idrisi says that having firmly establishes suzerainty. Um, Roger was keen to obtain information about other countries of the seven climates. This would be derived from the opinions of scholars and from geographical writings. Although numerous works on the subject were studied in compliance with Roger's objective, he did not find clearly formulated commentary but only considerable disagreement. King Roger then had discussions with scholars and they revealed that their knowledge was not much better than that recorded in the books. So people who were well informed about his empire and had traveled far and wide in it were brought to the court. They studied together but did not find much extra knowledge from other scholars over what he found in the aforementioned works. And he had convened with them on this subject, and when he had convened with them on this subject, he sent out into all his lands, and ordered yet other scholars who may have been traveling around to come and ask them their opinions, both singly and collectively. But there was no agreement among them. However, however, where they actually agreed on, he accepted the information, but then where they differed, he actually rejected it. Now, this process, according to Al-Idrisi, continued for about 15 years. New facts were uncovered and critical discussions were held about the authenticity of the information. The next phase involved collating this material by preparing a drawing board and entering the relevant data on it. He actually wished to make sure of the accuracy of what these people had agreed upon, both of longitude and the latitude and in a measurement between places. So he had brought to him a drawing board and had traced on it with an iron instrument, item by item, what what had been mentioned in the aforementioned books, together with the more authentic of the decisions of the scholars. All this, he examined it closely until he was convinced the information was correct. The cartographic climax of all this work was to be a map in permanent form engraved on precious metal. It was ordered that a disc should be produced in pure silver of a large extent and of 400 Roman rand in weight. He had engraved on it a map of the seven climates and their lands and regions, their shorelines and interlands, gulfs and seas, watercourses and places of rivers, their inhabited and uninhabited parts, and then the distances between their localities, either along frequented routes or indeterminate miles or authenticated measurement and known harbors according to the version appearing on the drawing board, not differing from it at all, and thus following what had been decided there without any variation. From this, we can see that there were three distinct stages in constructing of Al-Idrisi's world map. The first was to collect the data from both the written and oral sources, to test the veracity of the data, and to sort out the authentic material. The second stage was to collate the material on drawing board and simultaneously ascertain latitudes and longitudes with the help of instruments as part of the compilation process. And then the third was to engrave faithfully on a silver disc the image on the drawing board. Now, Al-Idrisi's knowledge was not just limited to cartography and geography. He actually excelled in other fields. Al-Idrisi's scientific interest was also embraced in medical matters as well, and due to this, he actually wrote a book by name Kitab Al-Adwiya Al-Mufrada, a book of simple drugs, in which he lists the names of drugs in as many as 12 languages, demonstrates the range of his linguistic abilities. He also seemed to have had a good knowledge of Arabic literature, and judging by some of his verses that has survived, he was an accomplished poet. With the final stages of his life, much of his last days, he said, is not known. However, he died in 1165 in Ceuta during the Almohad Caliphate, present-day Spain. And now, to conclude, I want us to look at the relevance of Al-Idrisi's work to modern times. There's a popular software, computer software, or computer mapping software program that has been named after him, called the Idrisi GIS system. GIS basically means Geographical Information System. It is a computer software program that is used in collecting, manipulating, storing, and then viewing data. We, the cartographers, actually make use of it in producing maps, and then doing a wide range of analysis. The Idrisi GIS system was developed by Clark University and is named after him. That is Muhammad Al-Idris, simply Idrisi GIS. The Idrisi GIS analysis system offers a wide range of fundamental analytical tools for GIS analysis, primarily oriented to raster data. Special features of the GIS analysis tool set include a suite of multi-criteria and multi-objective decision procedures, and a broad range of tools for statistical change and surface analysis. Special graphical modeling environments are also provided for dynamic modeling and decision support. The GIS analysis tool set also provide a scripting environment and an extremely flexible application program interface that allows the ability to control test set using languages such as Delphi and Python in programming. So you can see how Al-Idrisi's work in cartography has been well appreciated and acknowledged by attributing or naming this particular software program after him. Now, in the field of surveying and mapping too, which is also part of geometric engineering, navigational and sectional maps are very key and important types of maps used in the mapping of cities, and it also helps sailors and pilots to navigate from one location to the other. Though modern maps are quite advanced and detailed than maps that has been produced in the olden days. Most of them, most of the current maps we have now are mostly based or product of the theories and concepts that were introduced by geographers such as Al-Idrisi. So we can all see that Al-Idrisi actually has played a major role when it comes to cartography, geography, and then map making itself. And I think this ends my presentation. Alhamdulillah. I thank you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.